Well, hello everybody. So in this video, I'm going to compare two VCRs that I have, a Samsung and a Sanyo. So I think it's been quite a while that I've done a VCR comparison video. But well, now I decided to compare these two VCRs because I think they have a quite similar mechanism. The mechanisms have quite a few similarities, I think. And well, this one is my Samsung VR8706C. The model number is not written on the front, but it's written on the back. So I'm going to show it right now. It's here, and here the back side of this VCR is quite basic. It has well, what you have on most VCRs: AV input and output and RF, and channel the channel 3/4 selector switch. So quite all VCRs have that. And well, there's a few exceptions, like this MTC here. So a rebadged Shintom VCR, a quite basic VCR. Even though the mechanism is pretty rare and pretty interesting, the conception of the VCR is quite basic. It has no AV output and input. On the back, it only has RF, so that's pretty strange. And well, this Sony SL100 Betamax VCR here. Has that thing too. It does not have AV input, only output. So on this Sony Betamax, if you want to record, you have to use the RF. But well, all VCRs can convert AV to RF because there is a AV input and a RF output. This Samsung VCR had flap doors on the left and right side. But well, I removed them when I got the VCR for no like a real reason. Well, this VCR I got it quite a while ago in November 2012, so I was quite younger when I got it. And well, not long after I got the VCR, well, I decided to remove these flap doors because I felt like it for no real reason. Sometimes when you're a kid, you do like some weird stuff. So I just felt like it, but I should not have done remove them. But well, it's no big deal. And so the other VCR, Sanyo VHR H600. This VCR, well, I bought it not long ago, less than 1 month ago. And well, this Sanyo VCR is probably from the 2001, 2002, or maybe 2003. And this one I'm guessing 1996, or maybe 95 or 97. And well, this VCR is like a silver color, like many VCRs from like the early to mid 2000s, like this Sony combo. So with this camcorder, pretty nice thing. I can zoom on my VCRs that are like a few meters away. And well, this Sony VCR DVD combo from 2004, I think it is the same color as this, similar. This Panasonic combo too with a 5-disc changer. Pretty rare unit. And this Pioneer VCR DVD combo from the year 2006. DVD recorder combo. It is also silver color. So yeah, there were quite a few VCRs in the mid 2000s, like 2003, 2004, and so on, that were silver color. And well, this one has a plastic top cover, this one metal. So there are quite a few VCRs also from the early 2000s that have a plastic top cover. The last models, like all the ones made by Funai, the last models made had a plastic top cover like this. And also most VCR DVD combos by Funai. And except the DVD recorder combos, those I have noticed they have a metal cover. Funai made VCR DVD recorder combos. And well, for the front, well, this Samsung VCR, the buttons here, the position of the buttons, well, there are quite a few VCRs also that have it. So I have other VCRs that have like you see this Panasonic here, the position of the buttons is similar. This Memorex too, and well, this Samsung too. Again, I can zoom on it. And also the Samsung, it also has these flaps there, So this one they have not been removed, and also you saw the power and eject buttons. It's are also on the left side. And this VCR has like this Sanyo here has like a here there's like a golden colored feet, and the other Sanyo here has them too. So there are also other VCRs that have things like that. And on this other Sanyo, it's like stickers that are sticked on it. And this Panasonic VCR, I've already compared it with this other Sanyo, but the front of this VCR is quite a lot similar to the Sanyo, to the other Sanyo, because of this these feet. And the one on this one, I think it's not a sticker; it's the plastic's color like this. This JVC also has things like that, and that Sony has like something similar. There are quite a few VCRs that have feet like this. And well, there is this Toshiba too. So yeah, there's quite a few. And well, some VCRs don't like this in it. So now we're going to compare the inside of these two VCRs. So now I just removed the top cover of the two VCRs, and first of all I'm going to insert a VHS tape in the two VCRs so we can see the mechanism. That table's moving. It's not stable. Now the Sanyo. So you can already see that the mechanisms are quite different, and the sound is also quite different too. So you notice how they sound a lot different, and well, so there are similarities in these two mechanisms that I'm going to show you right now. So well, the two VCRs, you notice that they have a pinch roller that goes down, with that arm that brings the tape there. And well, on these two VCRs, the loading motor is located on the bottom side of the mechanism, so you can see it from the upper side. And well, on this one you can actually see it from the top side if you look here. But well, when the tape is inserted, well, you can see it. And on this Sanyo, you can't actually see it from the top side. So it's under the metal chassis, and on this one, well, it's there's like a hole in the chassis, so they could place the motor there. And well, another thing that's quite similar, there is a gear that we can see on the right side, and here you can see it too. And for those who have already had this mechanism, well, you will notice probably that the functions are written on this gear. So right now with this lighting, and pretty hard to see, but they are like the functions are like into the plastic gear, so they're written into the plastic. So right now when it's ejected, I don't know if you can see it, but it says EJ for eject. So right now it's in the play position, so it indicates play. So it's zoomed quite to the maximum so you can see it. So yeah, there's a gear that you can see there. And on this Sanyo, well, there's like this plastic part for the ejecting that is kind of hiding it, but I think you can still see it there, just a little bit. And well, something that is quite the most similar thing on these two VCRs is the way that the pinch roller goes down. So the kind of mechanism that they use. So instead of using like a rotary tower gear for the elevating the pinch roller, they use like a sliding plate. So it's this part that you can see right there in the middle of the screen. And this Sanyo has it too, but it's placed differently. So you can see on this Sanyo it is placed on the left side of the pinch roller of the shaft that the pinch roller is mounted on, and here it's placed on the right. So let me show it from this angle so you can see it go forward. And well, this VCR, there is no like visible rotary gears that you can see besides this one. And well, on this Sanyo you can see this one here right next to the pinch roller shaft. There is a rotary gear here. And well, this Sanyo, I've already compared it with the other Sanyo here, so go see the video if you haven't seen it. The other Sanyo has a mechanism, a rotary gear that elevates the pinch roller, and well, this one doesn't. And this Sanyo VCR has like a circle, like half circle shaped sliding plate, so it goes like this in that sense, and you can see it through this slot here. So this is something quite interesting on this Sanyo VCR. So this is something I quite like to watch on this Sanyo. So this is very interesting, and this Samsung here doesn't have a sliding plate shaped like that. It is shaped horizontally, and it moves horizontally. So it moves that way. So you can see it moving there. You could see it on the bottom side of the chassis. So that is quite interesting. And now we shall compare the fast forward and rewind speed. So I'm going to press rewind on the Sanyo. So it is not that fast for its age. It remains like an early 90s VCR. So most VCRs from this era are faster. This Itachi, for example, is older than the Sanyo, and it's quite a lot faster. And this Sony combo here from 2004, it has like 1 minute rewind. And this one is even faster. It's like about 50 seconds to rewind the tape. And this Samsung VCR, well, I'm planning to sell it soon because well, it's not that interesting to keep. Like the mechanism is quite interesting, but yeah, it has nothing really special compared to other VCRs. So. It will make room for other more interesting, more high-end VCR. So when I find one, so you could see that this Samsung is quite faster. Oh, and there we have a little problem, like the brake failed on this VCR. That's pretty strange. It's the first time it does this, and it seems to it happened with other VCRs too. I think it might be related to the tape, but there seems to be a brake problem. I don't know what's going on there. If I press eject, I hope it's gonna... It did, it rewinded. It did not do any damage to the tape. So when you eject it rewinds back the tape on the left spool, so it's not the if there is tape spilled in the VCR, it's going to wind back in the tape. And so what was I saying? Well, you could see the rewind speed is much faster than the other. So this is pretty nice, and even this VCR is older than this one. And there are versions of this Sanyo VCR mechanism that are faster, that rewind in 1 minute, just like the Sony and the Panasonic there. Now I'm going to remove the front cover of these two VCRs so that you can see the motor, the loading motor. Because well, at least on this Sanyo you can see it, and on this one I'm not sure. I think there is might be a circuit board there, but I'm going to show you just what's behind the front, so we'll see if you can see something. So now I pulled off the front panel, and well, when I pulled it off, these AV inputs, they go in these holes there, and since they are inserted in these holes, they were like tightening this. So when I pulled this, it was like pulling on this, and it was about to pull the circuit board off. So good thing I noticed it and I didn't force more, and I pushed on these so they stayed there when I removed the front. So otherwise I could have broken the circuit board. So yeah, good thing I did not force more when I pulled it off. And I think you can remove the circuit board, but it's plugged there. So when you're going to pull the circuit board off, it's going to automatically unplug from there. So we're going to try that right now. So now I've pulled off the circuit board, and well, kinda boring because we don't see the mechanism. There's just a plastic here. I don't know why it's there, and there are the connectors that unplug automatically. So there's no interest there. I'm going to reassemble it right now, and I think I'm going to unscrew these screws and lift the chassis out so that you can see the bottom side, because it's going to be pretty interesting. You know, you're not going to see the bottom side in action, but still going to be pretty interesting to see. So before we look at the bottom side, we're going to well, I removed that metal plate that was here so that you can see the mechanism, like when it loads with no cassette. And it seems that you will be able to remove this cassette carriage here to take it apart in that position. But we're not going to do it now. And well, you can activate it by putting your finger near that sensor here to block the IR signal, so that it will detect the insertion of the cassette. And well, of course, it's going to reject the cassette immediately because it's going to notice that there is no tape. So I don't know why this VCR loads the tape even though there is no tape in that is inserted. Some VCRs, when you do that, they just instantly eject the cassette, but this one loads it, then unloads it and ejects it. And the other Samsung VCR that's here also does that. So you can kind of see the gears turning there, quite interesting. So now I have took the chassis out of the VCR, and well, there were 3 screws on the top to remove and 3 on the bottom side. So I don't know why they put screws on the bottom side. This Sanyo VCR, I think it also has them. At least this other Sanyo, I think I've already done it, and it has screws on the bottom side too. And you can see this is the mode switch, so it's not a rotary mode switch. It's that kind of thing that well, you can see how it moves. It's just 2 pins that move, so it's not a rotary mode switch. And here, this is where it was plugged. So there were 3 connections, well actually 4 connections that are done when you put the chassis in. So this one for the loading motor, it's written there, and well, there's the mode switch, and here for the capstan motor. And this one, I'm not sure what this is for. Oh, it's for the audio head. So there's another one here, and this one's for the drum motor, and this one for the drum, the video heads here for the video signal. And here's the capstan motor with the belt, and the belt is still good. And here's that sliding plate. So yeah, the belt is still good, the VCR is still working. So here you can see a Mitsubishi chip in a Samsung VCR. And here's the loading motor. On the bottom side, it looks pretty interesting. So I wish these VCRs with these mechanisms you could see the bottom side in action, but well, you can't, because there is this circuit board that is placed under it. So if you want to see the bottom side, you have to lift it out of the VCR. So pretty simple construction. There is a warp gear. It drives this gear, and there's the cam gear, and there's something that drives the carriage mechanism from this cam gear, and this cam gear drives this sliding plate. So it's pretty basic, the bottom side, but still will be pretty interesting to see in action. You can even turn it by hand, I think. This, yes, you can. And here you can see it's like a mirror. You can see it's like a reflective. So this sensor here, this is what detects the rotation of the tip spool. So now I'll put it back there and remove the front cover of the Sanyo VCR. Well, there were actually 5 screws to remove on the top side. There was this one and this one. So those are also used to fix this on the plastic casing. So now here's the Sanyo VCR with the front removed, and well, at least this VCR Sanyo has better sense than preventing you from seeing the gears on the front. So well, as you can see, they are visible here. There is no plastic preventing you from seeing them. So this VCR lets you see them. Pretty interesting. So there's the loading motor here. You can see it placed just on the bottom side of the chassis, and it's driving this worm gear that drives a gear, like a few gears in the cam gear. Pretty interesting. You can see them turning. Isn't that cool? So that's very cool. This Sanyo is a mechanism that I really like. And well, on the other Sanyo, my other Sanyo, you can remove the front and see it too. So that's quite interesting too. And well, the Samsung, yeah, it's the first time it does that problem with the brake. I mean to try and find out what does it, but I don't think I can. I don't know if I will be able to do anything, because well, I've never fixed that kind of thing. I don't know if I can do anything, and I don't know why it just started to do it. And maybe it does it only with certain tapes. I don't really know. And well, this Sanyo VCR works perfectly. It does not spill the tape in the VCR whatsoever. So it has a nice VFD display. And well, you can see it well there. These look pretty nice in the dark. So you can't really see the capstan belt because it's hidden by the other parts. As you can see, it stopped well. So that's pretty much the end of this video.